Tag TV, and Tag Radio. Technology now has a voice of innovation and information. Get it on www.tagtvonline.com. It's Tech Talk's focus on the 2009 Top 10 Innovative Companies in Georgia. After considering nearly 100 applicants, the Technology Association of Georgia announced its 2009 Top 10 Innovative Technology Companies early last month in celebration of its annual Georgia Technology Summit. An exciting mix of companies representing next-generation innovation poised to further expand Georgia's going global reputation for technology leadership. Based on a number of criteria, judges of the Top 10 Selection Committee considered degree of innovation, scope and financial impact of innovation, likelihood of success, and promotion of Georgia's innovative leadership both nationally and internationally. Greetings, everyone. It's Tuesday, April 7th, 2009, and this is Tech Talk with Technology Association of Georgia President Tino Mandela. Our special 2009 Top 10 Innovative Companies series continues as we focus on Unicoi Systems, an Atlanta-based homegrown company that has rapidly become a leading provider of real-time voice, video, and data software and reference designs to embedded device developers and OEMs worldwide. The vision and impact of Unicoi Systems will both amaze and inform you. More on this technology in just a few minutes as Tino speaks with Jeremy Mason, the Top 10 Company's Director of Marketing and Sales Operations. Jeremy came to Unicoi Systems with over 11 years of experience in B2B technology marketing, including embedded software, data center management, biotechnology, and defense and aerospace industry experience. Greg Coonley, the company's chief executive, is a graduate of Georgia Tech and is proud to point out that over half of the staff at Unicoi are Tech or UGA grads. Greg joined forces with a handful of his trusted colleagues to form Unicoi, launching the company in 2000. It has now grown from its headquarters in Cumming, Georgia, to a worldwide network of distribution agents in every major first world region, including Japan, the UK, Germany, France, and South Korea, plus 5 satellite locations across the United States. It's Tech Talk's Top 10 Innovative Company focus in Georgia as Tino speaks with 2009 Top 10 winning company, Unicoi Systems, Director of Marketing and Sales Development, Jeremy Mason.
Jeremy, thank you for joining me on Tech Talk.
Hi, Tino. Thank you for the invitation.
Well, Unicoi, congratulations. You guys were a top 10 company in our recent Georgia Technology Summit, so that's a big accomplishment. We had 100 companies vying for that honor, so hopefully that was beneficial to the company.
It was, and we certainly appreciated it. It was an honor and a privilege, and we really enjoy our involvement with TAG.
Well, we have listeners that may not be familiar with your company and what your company does, so that's a good place to start. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the company?
Okay, thanks. I'll see if I can shed a little light on the subject of embedded software and embedded technology development. Basically, at Unicoi Systems, we provide embedded software solutions and services for IP media applications and network devices. And basically what that means is we provide software for the small computers that run most of everyone's gadgets, and we focus on those gadgets, for lack of a better term, requiring data transmission over a network, and that's primarily focused on audio and video. A few good examples of the things that we provide are software solutions for VoIP phones, military intercommunication systems, cable set-top boxes and DVRs, high-definition television sets, and a lot of the newer automotive entertainment systems and portable games and audio-video players. So if you see a Hummer go by with a large antenna, they're probably using equipment with Unicoi Systems in it. And if you have a DVR at home or a Japanese-manufactured high-definition television, you most certainly engage Unicoi Systems. Right now, our flagship product is our Fusion Embedded Networking Stack, and it is the most widely deployed embedded networking stack in the world. And that's a little-known fact because most people don't know what's running in the gadgets around their house.
Right.
Basically, it's a piece of software that allows that device or gadget to communicate over the Internet via wired or wireless connection. Essentially, it lets an embedded device use those small computing devices to talk to other small computing devices, desktop computers, and servers all over the place. Any commonplace network will be available to the device. Our networking protocols allow users to transmit their voice, their data, video, content, and everything over secure IP connections in a variety of manners. We also provide a suite of products for developing VoIP telephone applications. That includes a soft phone, and that's basically the phone interface on your computer, so you can touch the buttons on your screen. And we support VoIP telephony through our state-of-the-art voice processing and security capabilities, which is very important to the Department of Defense and the Department of Homeland Security. A lot of these capabilities essentially culminate in what is called a reference design, and that's a piece of hardware and software that's ready to go for a developer or an electronic manufacturing company. And we're the only company who provides a turnkey hardware and software reference design specifically for VoIP phones with the breadth and the depth of protocols that we provide. As a matter of fact, our VoIP reference design is an off-the-shelf VoIP phone, and it features our license-free operating system, our voice processing suite, the networking protocols that we discussed, the soft phone that we discussed, and our WebPilot embedded browser. And basically, you could buy that reference design off the shelf and use it as your phone, but what happens is a lot of companies take that and use it as the basis for a faster, more attractive device specific to business, home use, and different things like that.
So your products are probably in a lot of things that people use every day. I think our listeners, again, would be surprised that the position your company has in the marketplace.
Why, yes, they are, and we usually say, unless you live in a cave, you've probably interfaced with two devices running our software before you have your morning coffee.
Right.
We're very common, especially in the hospitality industry. For business travelers, we support a broad range of television set-top boxes from Scientific Atlanta, which is now Cisco Systems, Thompson Electronics, which owns RCA, and other major suppliers to DirecTV. We also provide a browser interface for premium hospitality phones, and there's one in the market from a company called Teledex, who's replacing a lot of the old hotel phones, and it has a full-color touchscreen that allows you to pretty much go in, make a phone call, contact room service, make reservations, book movie and theater tickets, and everything right from the hotel phone. And it's really an exciting piece of technology. Within the home, our software is running in Panasonic, Sony, and Sharp HD TVs and the aforementioned DirecTV devices. A lot of the developers that we interact with in the companies, they don't disclose their supplier sources. So there are a lot of things that we can't tell you about that we're also in. I can't say that we're in the Casio keyboards that a lot of people use, and a lot of the VoIP phones for the home right now will be running Unicoi solutions, and that's from our operating system all the way up to our VoIP voice processing suite. In day-to-day office activity, we support HP, Canon, and Ricoh printers and copiers, along with many of the highly recognized IP-based phone providers. And I know that a lot of employees don't know that their standard desk phone has gone from a regular phone to an internet phone, and that's because the phones are that good. But for the most part, we're in almost everything in that environment, the office VoIP communication environment. And I think everyone will notice the transition when you begin to use instant messenger and text, email, webmail, and streaming audio and video on an office phone that has a color touchscreen. And those are some of the major consumer markets with which your viewers and listeners will be familiar. We also support other markets not necessarily relevant to the average consumer. We've provided IP media solutions to defense and aerospace manufacturers such as Saab, Raytheon, Northrop Grumman, and Honeywell, and we also support developers in industrial control, so anyone working in manufacturing who's seen the big machines and the robots and things. We allow those factory machines to communicate with one another and the company mainframe, again, for lack of a better term, for clarity, mainframe, so that main corporate hub and that database-driven environment that allows everyone to see what's going on around the world. To conclude my answer to this question, the list of electronic manufacturers that we provide software to and that we support, it's incredibly broad, and it also includes some other familiar names like Nokia, Ericsson, Philips, and Motorola. Thank you.
So you certainly made it clear about what you guys are doing today, and as I understand it, this whole area of IP and IP devices is I guess, exponentially growing and exponentially changing. So are you guys positioned for the future, and what's next?
Yes, we are. We try to be ready. A lot of what we may define as the future is actually going to become a reality in 2009.
Oh, okay.
It's true, what most of what we saw as children on the Jetsons and James Bond was only available to government agencies and a few wealthy innovators. But these devices and applications are becoming available through consumer and business-to-business channels, and they will continue to become more commonplace, as I said, in 2009. We're excited about what's going to come out. These features that previous generations thought might be integrated into their phone have always, sort of developed into the personal computer. We're all using Skype and things like that on our home computers, and then it sort of migrated over to a mobile internet device like iPhones and BlackBerries that allowed us to play with a few of the features. Now that same functionality is going to come back to the phone for convenience reasons, and the main thing will be whether or not people will adopt that technology that belonged in the phone to begin with. And those phones are called media phones, and they're using the latest VoIP technology. And as we continue to move forward, those science fiction concepts are going to be a reality in the near future beyond 2009. I don't know if, do you remember the old movies where computers were integrated into homes, vehicles, and business facilities, and, James Bond would just speak into his car and it would give him a response? Or those
Absolutely.
Those concepts, they're really just on the cusp of becoming a reality in the next 3 to 5 years. And this concept of computers integrated into everything is called a pervasive or ubiquitous computing. And although the definition of pervasive computing is oftentimes somewhat vague and subject to interpretation, the actual use will determine what it is for us. So as we use it, we'll know what it is. And it's a term or a group of terms that's gaining buzz among technology developers, the techno-digerati, the writers out there, and the technical press and early adopters worldwide. So, it's essentially a reality, and it more or less means you're always in a computing environment. And what's known as your user profile, so your login and everything, will become consolidated. And wherever you are using a device or a piece of recognition equipment will allow you to conduct most of your computing activity wherever you are. Probably a good example, I don't know, are you familiar with SaaS applications, software as a service? Okay. Yeah. So that's sort of the first step with Facebook, TurboTax, Dropbox, and Salesforce.com. We've replaced those installed applications, and now we need to take a device that doesn't require a giant hard drive like a laptop that you can walk around with and pretty much touch and go with your outside environment and walk into an all-encompassing computer environment.
Well, is Unicoi well-positioned in terms of this progression of what you've termed pervasive computing?
Actually, yes, we are. Unicoi is at the forefront of the digital home and pervasive computing innovation. We have complete, fully enabled ultra-mobile PC reference designs available, which we rolled out in 2006. This is incredibly unique because it's a true light computer. It's able to browse the internet, interface with all portable media and displays, all without a hard drive. It just runs on a little bit of flash memory, and it accesses everything available in the pervasive computing environment. It provides all the media player functions, the telephone capabilities, and everything that's associated with web browsing and what's being called infotainment. And it's currently one of the only ones available in the market to developers. So we pretty much put that out there so someone can take it and build that next generation device. And the ultimate ultra-mobile device is based on our solution will allow you to start out your day browsing email, reading the newspaper, the breakfast table on a single device while you're interfacing with your digital home's climate control and your entertainment system, even your appliances. You could take that same device and easily insert it into the dash of your car to allow you to listen to text messages, make phone calls, and interface with your vehicle drive systems, all the while playing music from your online resources or your portable MP3 player and plotting your path to work on your GPS. So I think it's pretty obvious where those things are going to go, and we're really excited to be there. And, we always say when your refrigerator shoots you a text message reminding you to pick up almost out, we want you to think of Unicoi Systems, and when your car interrupts your movie to ask you to affirm the appointment it's scheduling with your mechanic to replace worn brake pads, which will be crucial in, the next 30 days, we want you to remember Unicoi Systems, because not only are we going to make your life easier, we're going to make your life safer.
Well, I think all of our listeners can see why Unicoi was selected as one of our top 10 innovative companies. And you seem very well positioned for the future, and as you say, it's quite ubiquitous. So you guys are in nearly everything that's going to be happening coming down the pike. But the recession's hit us all pretty hard, and many of the technology industries we're seeing are slowing down or worse. And how are you guys faring in all of this?
As always, no one ever wants to see a recession hit, and even the best prepared companies are going to have to tighten their belts. At Unicoi Systems, most of our team has been in the industry for more than 10 years, which includes myself, and we've seen a lot of ups and downs. I mean, I know you've witnessed the telecom bust and the internet bubble. So most of this generation of developers and employees are pretty adaptive and prepared for market conditions to shift. Not to say that we see it as a bit of a boom, but there are some things that are changing in the market that are allowing small, innovative companies like Unicoi to get a foothold where they were previously excluded. Until quite recently, many program managers had the good fortune of using a single source, entrenched vendor for all their needs. So basically, so long as the vendor was buying the steaks, everyone was fat and happy, and they never looked at a technology mix. So older technology continued to be integrated into things like flight systems and defense programs and things like that.
Right.
These same program managers and project managers are finding themselves now with budget restrictions, which forces them to look at a multi-vendor technology mix. And in many instances, this has benefited a lot of programs as they're getting the newer technology, and it also benefits small companies like Unicoi Systems because now they roll into the new Evoke set of vendors. So right now, because of the budget cuts, technology is getting better. Smaller companies are getting a foothold, and the overall end product is being improved. And it's tough to say that that's a result of the recession, but it really is. And overall, we're really glad to be part of a winning solution for our prospects and our customers over the last few months because, we've engaged with a veritable who's who of new people in new strategic growth markets. In particular, we're currently engaged with every major player in defense and aerospace and VoIP telephony, and we're really excited about it. We've been practically pulled into defense and aerospace by demand for all of our IP-based solutions with IPv6, new IPv6 requirements for these programs that need to get compliant, and in general for replacing old analog communication with IP-based digital communication. We're really, really, really getting a pull there. They're looking for a simple go-to solution, and we're there, and we're seeing it in North America, Europe, and Asia.
Well, we're just about out of time. The last question is jobs for Georgia. What does this mean down the road? How are you looking at this state in terms of growing your business?
Unicoi Systems is a Georgia company. We're committed to remaining in Georgia, where we've been for the last 9 years. We're continuing to grow. We look for new talent and interact, especially with Georgia Tech, but over half of all of our employees are from Georgia Tech and UGA. So
Great.
All in all, we'll continue to remain committed. And as we go out through the world, when people ask where we are, we tell them that we're in Georgia. It's great to be able to share that message that we're growing and part of it.
Well, thanks for sharing with us today, Jeremy, and best of wishes to your company. Thanks for being on Tech Talk.
Thanks a lot, Tino. We really appreciate it.